got our podcast, thinking you should watch it. If you driving, man, it's good for you to listen. No, we keep it real. No, we spit it raw. Sports dialogue. No, it's good if I'm involved. No, we're not the news. We just cool dude with nobody to impress. Just talking our shit. Call it pressman coverage. Pressman coverage.
Welcome into Press Man Coverage, a podcast dedicated to you, the fan. We are here to break down the Broncos versus Titans Week 1 matchup. That's all I got in my Okay, all right. Cody, got to introduce the crew. Talk to him, baby.
Well, it's a somber Monday. Is this water or vodka? After watching that performance, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Sauce, talk to us, man. How you feeling?
Hey, man, it's a tough day, man. It's a tough day in the neighborhood, man. It's not the type of football that we want. We got a lot that we're gonna get to today. I think the fans are gonna feel us, man. I'm pissed.
Yeah. And Callahan. That's what we're gonna call it. And Callahan.
Yeah. You know, so let's start off. I know this has been a well-covered subject, but let's start off by talking about the elephant in the room, which is Mr. Brian himself. First of all, Titans lose. If you were just under a rock, Titans lost 20-12 in their initial matchup against the Broncos. Had plenty of opportunity to come in and win that game, but we didn't. We shot ourselves in the foot, and some may say our coach wet the bed. More than wet. That was the nicest thing I can say about it. Cody, talk to me about Callahan's debut of 2025.
Yeah, not impressed. Once again, not impressed. It was a continuous fail from kickoff on. You just dumb decisions. He was going super conservative, in the first half, which, we kind of thought that it may go that way. And then with, a minute left, you're leading, by 3 going into halftime, and Callahan's like, you know what, boys, let's open up the playbook. And
At the 1 yard line, mind you.
On your own one. He has no feel for the game. I called him the worst coach in the division. I think that was kind. He may be the worst coach, and I don't think it's May. He's the worst coach in the NFL to me right now. Because I think any other coach in the NFL wins that game. No touchdowns. We covered the spread. You look at 20-12, not that bad of a score. I mean, on its face, you kind of look at it, you're like, maybe we performed well. Hell no, dude. This guy freaking blows. He's blown since he's gotten here. He's now 3-15 as a coach here. And now it got to the point where I was just like, maybe it wasn't Will Levis's fault. Maybe it's just this freaking dude right here. Bill Callahan. Or Brian Callahan. And Callahan.
Randy, talk to him.
Today is a rough day, man. It's really, really hard as I'm the positive guy on the show, man. I'm usually here to defend Brian, and I'm usually here to have an excuse for him, dog. But today is not that day for everything that we went through in the offseason, for him coming through with the sins and all the other things to hold the team accountable, and all the other things that he expected from this team. For him to show up unprepared like this today, for him to show up, to me, afraid to call this game and to feel like his team is as comparable or as talented as the defense that he was opposing, this was disgusting. I can't believe he showed up with what they put together in this offseason to show up in this game, this undisciplined, this unprepared. These guys were lining up wrong. These guys were just, oh my God. Like, I get it that some of these guys are rookies, and I get it that some of these guys are just, this is new to them. But dog, to throw 3 times out of your end zone, to be that predictable, start every drive running the ball. You're that predictable, bro. This is disgusting. We're going to get to it today. Like, this is nasty work, man.
I mean, just so undisciplined, dude. 130 yards, penalties. He doesn't know the rules of the game. Apparently, he's too busy playing freaking origami with the team, doing all this nonsense in the offseason. Maybe you should be reading the freaking rule book.
Man, it's
Yeah, I
tough,
mean,
man.
it's one of those where if it was just even just like two of the things, like not the super egregious stuff, but let's say it's people are lining up offsides, not offsides, but people lining up in the wrong spots. Maybe coverage protections weren't correct, their schemes weren't right, on a few plays on critical third downs. That stuff I can live with. But what I can't live with is the unpreparedness. I could have even gotten away with if he would have managed, let's say, use this challenge on the elbow play, really knew the rule of it on that side, didn't try to throw out of his own end zone, going into the half and just killing our momentum.
I mean, it should have been a safety.
We're lucky that the rule is if any part of the ball is beyond the goal line. We got lucky because I think that they used their digital measurements and saw that, okay, there is 2.2 millimeters of the football outside of it and Cam had the wherewithal to kind of scoot in just a little bit because there was a free rusher. I'm assuming J.C. Latham got hurt on that play because he could not
get
out there. He got smoked on that one, but we'll talk about the sacks here in a moment, but it's one of those things where if it was just, one or two of those things, like if you did all of the other stuff, the penalties, didn't challenge, but you knew the rule and you just ran the ball 3 straight times, the conversation is much different. It's where you get to the point of, can you lead a team? And then you factor, can you lead a team in with your offensive guru per se, that's what you came in to be. And the offense is the biggest issue. And last year, the quarterback was, the main blame of that. And do I believe Will Levis is a good quarterback? I don't. I don't believe he's a good quarterback. No. But at the same time, you would think that with a quarterback the caliber of Cam Ward, who I actually think played pretty well, that it will be a better showing. But we had our lowest EPA per play of any of Brian Callahan's coach games in this game. So our offense had the worst efficiency ever.
3-14 as a coach, and this is probably his worst performance.
Yes.
Game one, unacceptable.
With a better offensive line and quarterback than what he had the year prior.
Unacceptable.
Well, I wanted to ask this point. When we get into like the statistics and we start like really deep diving into,
let's jump into
what we saw. Let me ask: do you feel like? And Liam, I kind of brought this theory up, and it could be tinfoilish, but do you feel like, in a sense, he brought those fears that were placed upon him with his first year of coaching and dealing with like everything that could go wrong with the Will Levis experiment? Do you think that, in a sense, that PTSD carried over to Cam Ward, and he may have projected that in some of his fears of facing a top defense like this week? He really let it get to him, honestly.
See, my thing is, I would say that if he stayed conservative the whole game, but he didn't. Like I could see him being like, okay, I'm just not going to put this team in a situation where we're going to beat ourselves. So if we got to run the ball 3 straight times and we got a chance to fight for a field goal, that's what we're going to do. I would have actually accepted that and thought with the mindset of, okay, he's just trying to protect the rookie quarterback. I would have accepted that. But it was the timing of and Cody, you used the right words, the feel for the game in the moments where it's like, okay, we're up 3 against a playoff team from last year, projected to potentially have the number 1 defense in the NFL going into halftime. I don't care if we take 3 straight knees. Let's carry this momentum and feel good in the locker room.
Yeah. And would we have gotten ball at half?
No, they got the ball in
half.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. But still, that momentum carries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
like that
you could have gotten out of there.
And your defense feels better. Your defense doesn't feel like, oh, man, now we got to go in here and fight. Like, your defense can be like, okay, we got a little bit of cushion. Not that we can give up any big plays, but it feels different.
And it could have been worse. I mean, Chimere DK, all respect, everybody knows how I feel about him, but he saved Brian Callahan's ass right there.
He did.
With that return. I mean, he got instantly in field goal position. We were going to go into halftime down by 4 when it should have been up by 3, minimize it to 1. I mean, it's I just think, dude, it's just such a freaking joke what this dude does sometimes, man. I think there's just no feel for it, bro. He's just, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
frustrating.
and you know the good thing about the NFL is it's a week to week league. So you got 6 days from the game to go figure it out again. And the matchup doesn't get any easier. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that the Rams defense is the same caliber as the Broncos defense, but they present some of the same issues. They've got a pass rush that's versatile, inside and outside guys. They've got a quarterback who's better than the quarterback we just played, because let's just flip it to the other side of the ball. The defense played well. The
Oh,
defense
outstanding.
He blew a great
Outstanding.
performance from our
Oh,
defense. He
Our
blew
defense
it.
played well. You know,
Wow.
they continue to create turnovers. Roger McCreary coming down with an interception.
Mossing on Sutton.
Like there were multiple opportunities throughout the game where I felt like, man, because I mean, what, it took us 4 or 5 weeks to get interception last year. Like we were
Yeah.
talking about it pretty frequently, and then you turn around and here our defense comes fighting with multiple interceptions here, flipping the game. Forcing
Jeffrey
a
Simmons
fumble
looked
on a
like a
strip
beast.
sack. Jeffrey Simmons with 4 pressures for an interior lineman. That's a heck of a lot of pressures.
Outstanding play by Jeff.
Jeff
And he
came to
pissed
play.
it all away.
Jeff came to play. And it's just one of those things where it's like, man, like what can you do in those moments as a defense other than say what Arden Key said, which is offense got to score more points. You know, we got to be more efficient on third down. It's the first game of the season, and we've got Arden Key saying that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's a story as old as time. Complimentary football.
Yep.
Our defense
Yep.
played their ass off. I mean, eventually the dam broke. But, you know, he did nothing to help out the defense at all.
Yep. It's just that simple. And there's not much more you can do on that side of the house. You know, the biggest thing though that frustrates me too is that just there was so much potential for this year to start off in a way that it hasn't started off in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the hope that would have been in this city if we would have had a Cam Ward victory would have been so much different, man. Like a feel that we haven't felt in a long time. Like I get it. Will Levis threw for 4 touchdowns, but even some of us were like, all right, that was a little wild. Like this one would have felt like a normal NFL win, if that makes any sense. Like a hard fought, you know, we didn't rely on 4 touchdowns. Like, no, our defense played well, quarterback played well enough, and we were good. But we shot ourselves in the foot. So flipping over to personnel and some of the issues on that side. We've talked about Brian Callahan enough, maybe not enough actually, but we'll stop for a second to talk about how I think the pieces around Cam Ward let him down.
Ooh.
I was, you know, of the mindset that sure, Alec Ayomanor's probably going to drop a ball this game. I just felt like that. He's a rookie in a big moment. You know, I felt like he maybe will be, you know, not be in the right place. For instance, Chimere DK ran the wrong route one time. I expect that out of a rookie. I get that. But Calvin Ridley, man, we've got to get to a place with him where we really can trust him to be our number 1 receiver and truly make plays. And if I watched that game and didn't know who anybody was, I may think that Alec Ayomanor was our best receiver on the field.
Yeah,
there were
you
multiple
start asking,
times,
why is Ridley on the team?
like just continuing. We were mad at Van Jefferson. Well, Ridley and Van are the same player. Spider-Man meme.
He may have been around Van Jefferson too much this offseason.
Like what's going on? You know, so I just it was really frustrating watching that. Cody, what were your thoughts on the weapons around Cam and how they performed?
Subpar. They didn't help him. I mean, it was like watching LeBron play against the 2006 Spurs, where you're just like, he's just like looking around, just like, somebody help me, like, please catch his ball. I mean, the dude Ridley was wide open for a first down, hits him right in the number, and he just drops it.
Man,
makes no sense.
That's our number 1 wide receiver. Our press man committee said he was the most talented.
oh my.
I mean, dude, it's just disappointing. It's like a lack of focus. He's like, and we started moving away from Brian Callahan, but like he doesn't have this team locked in. If we won this game, it was going to be in spite of everything.
Move away from Brian for a second, because the blame pie may be 90% on Brian, but players also have to execute. Like we
Yep.
cannot let the players off the hook either. Like
Nah.
I want to just Brian was terrible, but our players also have to execute. Like being locked in as an individual player is to me more than just the coach. Like the
Yep.
coach, they can only say so much. As the highest paid guy on the team on the offensive side of the ball, you have to come through in those moments. Like
Lock
I don't
in,
care
big
what
dog.
a coach did. I don't care if the coach didn't show up for the game. You've got to do that. No,
Yep.
player, you blew the game.
Yeah, hey,
I mean, how many drops did we have? I mean,
We had
Cam
just
was
taking a look
12
at
of
the
28.
stats. We had, let's see. Okay, we have 4 total drops. We had 1 from
Unacceptable.
Ridley.
Ugh.
We had 2
Wow.
from 2 from Ridley, 1 from Io Manor, and they credited 1 to Gunnar Helm, but I don't actually consider that to be a drop.
Hey, I know who it was, big dog. Hey, Cheek.
It was
Lock
Chig
it,
with that
lock
forfeit.
in.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
Chig
You
with the
thought I
forfeit.
forgot. Lock
It
in.
was
I've been
Chig.
taking up for you all off season. Lock
that's your
in, big
boy.
dog.
That's your
And-
boy.
What are you
and
doing?
the thing about Chig is he made a great play, yards after catch play to get a first down on 1. And then you come back with a drop. Veterans, we expect the rookies to do this,
Disgusting.
but we need you guys to step up. Because just to take a look at some of the stuff that Cam did, Cam Ward wasn't the issue. Cam Ward had a lot of really nice throws, including that very first throw to Tony Pollard where he fought through. He was
Best
tough.
play of the game right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our only explosive play of the game.
Unbelievable.
But he was throwing some true dots out there.
Mhm.
And it's bad when the national media is actually saying positive things about the Titans in a loss, talking about Cam Ward and how the people around him let him down, specifically Brian Callahan, but some of the pass catchers. But I'll be honest, Cam Ward at no moment looked like the moment was too big for him. He never looked rattled. Even when they were on his tail, he's running for his life. He was poised. He was trying to make plays. He was doing all he could to help extend drives. So I really appreciate what Cam brought to us. I think that, even I don't care what the stats say, he showed me that he could be that guy for us if he continues to work. And that's something that's important for me to see that because I really appreciate that that's how he came out to play.
He truly has a calm and poise. He just doesn't get rattled. I mean, he is getting smoked by Nick Bonito, which again, this offensive line gave up 6 sacks, gave up a bunch of pressures. What are we doing? And he'll hang in there. He's not afraid. Cam Ward pressed the hell out of me.
I felt like there was, a free runner, and you're just worried. You're like, oh man, like, please get rid of the ball. And there was a couple times he would do it. He would step up in the pocket at the right time. And at times, he would end up getting sacked because he was trying to extend the play or whatever. But there were a lot of times where he would at least put himself in a position to make a throw, whether somebody was there open or not. And I get it. There were some times I do feel like, one of his draft knocks was he tries to escape out of the back of the pocket sometimes. And I do wish he would have stepped forward a little bit and taken a little bit less yardage on some of those sacks. But on some of those, he didn't have a chance. Before he turned around, he was getting smoked in situations where he needed to make plays, and that's something where it's like, come on, man, give the man a chance. Let him make plays and really have the opportunity to show something. Because I actually think he showed me so much there. Again, I know it was simple. We didn't score a touchdown, whatever. He hadn't thrown for a touchdown in his Tennessee Titans career, including preseason yet. But I trust in Cam, man. I feel like he's more poised than anybody else on the team. He's not the Jeff Simmons, going back to the defense a little bit, who's pushing people after the play or jumping off sides. Like he's not the Jarvis Brownlee Jr. who continues to grab somebody by the neck and choke slam them, and then after the game be like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I got to watch the film. You ain't got to watch nothing. Look at your hand. You got blood on your hand, son. You killed the man.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, dude, like they would show like these aerial shots of the huddle and the way that Cam even just conducted the huddle. I mean, he is looking every one of these dudes in the eyes.
Yes.
And I remember, and this is going back to the old coach, but Mike Vrabel would say, call the play like you think it's going to work. And when I looked at him, he would look every MFer in that huddle in the eyes, and like he would call the play like he believed it was going to work. At least from what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
I just love. I mean, everything about Cam, like this game, I was super impressed by. Truly.
Man, same, man. And Randy, I'll let you talk a little bit about this, but we saw him moving people before the play, getting them to the right spot. Again, not just the rookies, the veterans, getting Tony Pollard to a different blocking assignment. Hey, I want you to get right here. There might be send some pressure up the middle. Randy, what did you see from Cam in terms of his poise and command of the offense?
Man, I truly think he was ready. I liked how confident he felt, like you said, just with conducting and moving pieces. Like it was a couple of guys there, like when Chimere DK, no offense, Cody, but when he ran the wrong route, he was able to correct him on the spot. Like, bro, you were supposed to be right here. Like that type of leadership, to me, if all the other things come into play, it's nothing but beneficial at that point because we've seen the correct flashes, if that makes sense. So that I do have confidence in. It's just we need Callie to be able to meet Cam, and when they finally mesh, and I'm gonna give them a little grace because it's week one, sloppy football. It was a lot of just guys just unprepared. Once we get those things fixed and we calm down, I think if Callie is capable of pulling this off, we have one in Cam Ward. He has all the signs. All the signs are there. So
I agree.
yeah,
I
man.
agree. And we'll talk a little bit about, individual performances here to close us out today. But one thing I want to give a shout out to is, we'll go through the pass blocking grades as a whole, and I'll talk about the person I want to talk about last. But pass blocking grades for all snaps based on PFF grade. I'm going to go left to right. Dan Moore for the starters. I don't care about nobody else. Dan Moore, 26.4 pass blocking grade. This is out of 100. We've
Oh my
got
God.
Peter Skoronski, 88, which Peter Skoronski was the fifth highest rated lineman out of all linemen, regardless of position in the NFL, pass blocking week one. So Peter continuing to do what he's been doing. Lloyd Cushenberry, 37.8, gave up some pressures there. Kevin Zeitler was at 67.1. And then we close out with, we got a mixture of two, but we've got J.C. Latham at 41.3 and then Ali Udo at 18.5. So
Cooked
a
barbecue chicken.
pretty rough outing from, everybody but our two guards, and then basically J.C. Latham being right after that. But a pretty rough outing overall. What did you guys see from our linemen there? Tell me what you guys are thinking.
It was brutal.
Man.
It was truly brutal. I mean, Randy, I kind of at the start of the game, I thought that the offensive line, I thought they looked, pretty decent. I was kind of getting the vibes of what they were kind of doing in the preseason, and then it felt like in the second quarter or whatever, it seemed like the floodgates opened and Nick Bonino just started getting off, and then they just couldn't do anything with them. It felt like they didn't chip, and it felt like they didn't do anything to try to help Cam out.
Yeah. To me, I seen a lot of it just the same way. They started off pretty poised. I mean, they were getting pretty good pressures. They were trying. They gave Dan Moore a run for his money for sure. And and we knew that. You know what I'm saying? We knew this was going to be a tough week for him. The more disappointing part is when J.C. Latham he came in and he all week he's been battling that hip tightness, and so when we came in and we seen this is not J.C. Latham. He got smoked around the edge, and I'm like, whoa, what just happened right there? A few plays later, he's not there, and I'm like, oh my God, he's injured. You know what I'm saying? And so I could tell just right there. Just was able to spot that weak spot, and they were like, attack, like go get him. Also just with that, man, back to Cali, man. I gotta get on one more time. As a coach, bro, you have to be able to adapt. Bro. I don't know. I didn't see that many drag plays. I didn't, I'm gonna give him a little bit of grace with the screens that he called because hey, everybody decided, oh, I don't want the ball. I'm supposed to be blocking. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Don't nobody want to make a play, but we got to be able to counteract that type of blitz. I did see Cam in one of those. He was able to throw to a hot spot. You know, they always talk about throwing to where the blitz is coming from. I seen him execute one of those, but just it wasn't enough to be able to counter what they were throwing at us, man. They were throwing the kitchen sink at that right side, bro. So
Yeah, and
nasty.
it's one of those things where he was not helped with some of the play design. We had multiple situations where I think the biggest reason why they were able to get off pass rush wise. Let me make sure I say this first. We were in 3rd and long so much. Whether that was because of a penalty, a bad run, whatever it is, we were in 3rd and long. I would guess I don't have the numbers in front of me in terms of 3rd and long, but 70% of the time,
Bro, we were at 3rd and 35.
Yeah,
bro, man,
just
How-
ridiculous.
I mean, what we had like 150 yards total and 130 penalty yards.
Crazy. Yeah, just ridiculous.
It's just so
and
disappointing.
It is, and I do want to close on 1.5 positives. All right, the half is our pass rush. Dillard really didn't get anywhere. Like, let me just say that we didn't have a great pass rush, but I am excited to see Jeff get off to a start like this. I mean, he had an 83.1 pass rush grade based on PFF. He had 4 pressures total, 3 quarterback hits, 3 quarterback hurries, a strip sack. Like he did.
He was balling, dude.
Tackles. He was playing football, man, and that's something I appreciate. Tavondre Sweat as well, especially when he was on a pitch count. But that fourth down stop, like I think it was Warren Sharp on Twitter was like, I've never seen a player by himself meet the quarterback on a quarterback dive, or not a quarterback dive, on a quarterback sneak. Like literally snapped the ball and he's nose to nose with Tavondre Sweat getting knocked back. So that's one thing I wanted to say. But just overall from the defense, though, I will say creating those turnovers and having really, in my opinion, 6 total turnovers because they had 2 turnovers on downs. That's what we're looking for. And our coverage grades overall, Xavier Woods with an 87.3, Roger McCreary 85.0, L'Jarius Sneed, he played 16 snaps. So this isn't like in a small amount with an 83.3. He had a pass breakup within those snaps as well, was only targeted that one time. Even Darrell Baker Jr. with a 67.3, which is above the average. And then also Jarvis Brownlee Jr., even with the penalties, had a 64.5. And then Cedric Gray was also a 64. Quandre Diggs was making plays all over the field above a 60, which is right around the average. Like, there were multiple pieces of this defense where I was like, okay, I see it. Cedric, like our linebackers, I'd never thought like, oh my goodness, I thought Evan Ingram was going to have 2,000 yards. We held him to like 1 or 2 catches.
I was going to say, I don't think he did anything.
No,
he got hurt.
We didn't have any problems over the middle. We didn't have any problems anywhere, really. If it wasn't a penalty, they didn't get yards. I really want to just give a shout out to the defense because they were somewhat of a question mark. And also shout out to L'Jarius Sneed. I didn't know how he was going to look, but off the 16 snaps, L'Jarius Sneed looked like L'Jarius Sneed. He was in phase. He was where he was supposed to be. Got a pass breakup. He was still physical. He was still talking that talk. Like, I appreciate it. I appreciate the effort from that group.
I agree. I think with L'Jarius Sneed, if he's going to be on a pitch count, like, can we like say some of those pitches for like the 3rd and 4th quarter? I mean, what the hell was that?
Yeah. And at least tell him, like he was like, he knew he was on a pitch count.
He was just like, oh, it was just a coach thing.
But he was like, I didn't expect this is how this was going to go. Like, I knew I was on a pitch count, but I didn't think it was going to go like that. Like, why have you not had a conversation with your player to tell him, hey, yes, you're on a pitch count. They had that conversation. He acknowledged that. But you didn't tell him, like, it's going to be this amount of snaps. And it could all happen in the first half. So at least he knows. Even if you don't agree with it, at least he knows. It sounded like he was blindsided by not playing in the second half at all.
It's just so stupid to me to, like, not have any more pitches, so to speak, for the second half of the game, dude. It's just, I don't know.
If it was me, I would have about 10 snaps in the first half just set to get warmed up, and the rest is all red zone in the second half. As much as a red zone you can play. If you had 20 snaps, and there was 10 of them left for the red zone in the second half, they played 11 snaps, okay, you're not on the field for one of those. I don't care. But
Yeah.
like, please, man, like make it make sense. There's a lot of question marks, and we're gonna have to flip around and get these answered pretty quickly. Because again, our schedule doesn't really lighten up for a little while, and even
Right.
the teams that we play later that are supposed to be quote unquote victories, one beat the other.
Colts
with the
look
Raiders beating
good.
The Patriots, like, the Colts blew somebody out. The
They
Jags
put
got a
that belt
win.
on. They put a belt on Miami.
Like it's like, okay, the games that we thought maybe could be easy, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say easy, but winnable games. We're gonna be fighting. So we've got to show something this week. We'll talk more about what we think, this week what the Rams will look like when we get to our pregame episode. Callahan, you've got to prove it to us, man. We're past the point. You've had a full season, and this game was egregious enough not to be fired on the spot, because that's not the way NFL works. But it's egregious enough to be a major catalyst for why you could be gone by week 6 or 7. So
Oh
you've
my
got to
God.
prove some things very quickly.
Quick.
Otherwise, we're gonna have a different conversation, buddy, and I'm gonna be whooping that butt when you get home from school.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
my mom
what
used to tell me.
what
when I
what,
got in
Denzel, what
trouble.
Denzel say? You want to go jail? Want to go home? Jake, you want to go jail? You want to go home? hey, two things for sure. Mr. Resign. I like what I saw, man. One of those, you almost housed it, baby. You almost saved
Big
us.
Hooker. Yes, sir.
Hey, but hey, big dog. When you keep
Congratulations.
what the yeah. Congrats. Hey, let's go ahead and get that love out the way.
Earned.
Get paid.
Nima. Hey, but check this out. Big man, what they teach you in Pee Wee. When you're trying to lay that hat on them, wrap up, big dog. Wrap up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What
Yeah.
was that? What's that?
Yeah. Yeah. Wrap up, man.
Come on, man. Wrap them up. And shout out Femi, man. I like that, man. For the first game, for your NFL career, for that limited of snaps. I like what you were doing with the pressures. I like the disruption you was causing. Couple of
They didn't block them.
close. Yeah. Like I like it. I like
I
it.
know
They
he was
literally
left
just
unblocked, but he got back there quick.
Hey, I
I'll give
like
to him.
it. Get back here.
I'll give it to him.
Hey, if they like,
That's a
if
great
they like
pass
mouse in the
rush
house,
move.
mouse in
Just
the
run
house. If they-
forward.
let him run.
Let him
Hey,
run.
get back
He'll
here,
be
big
all right.
dog. Yeah.
He'll be all right. But man, look, any closing thoughts for you guys before we wrap up today?
Callie, you
Now
got
he's
one more
gotta bring
chance,
it.
baby. You got one more chance. Show
If
us
I knew
something.
if I knew how to work this little thing over here, I'd turn on Amy Adams Strunk's voice, but I'm still learning. But Callie, you could be gone soon.
Better get it together.
Wait, man, we don't need to mess with his anxiety, bro. Look, Callie, we at home next week. We be there, man. Show us something, man. Show us
Maybe
something.
worse being at home. We know where to find you.
Woo!
But either way, man, look, thank you guys so much for jumping in with us today and recapping. First of all, always remember, like, comment, subscribe. We are super excited to be able to continue to cover the team for you guys. And we know that you guys appreciate having somebody else cover the team by your likes, your comments, and your subscriptions. So please continue to show us that you want us to be here, and we'll continue to be here for as long as needed. We'll be back very soon in a day or two to give you guys our preview of the Rams versus Titans Week 2 matchup. We'll see if it goes any better. But until then, have a good day. PMC out.
Peace.
Fresh man.